Hello students. In the last video we took out a common factor looking at some fairly simple expressions. So we're going to continue doing that but with some slightly more complicated expressions. So let's get started. Okay, looking at these two terms, well, the only common factor number is a 1, so I won't bother writing that. Looking at the A's, I've got two A's there and one A there. So A is a common factor, but only one of them because I don't have two A's there. I only have one A that's common. B's not common. C does appear in both terms, so C's a common factor, and D doesn't appear there, so D's not a common factor. So my highest common factor is AC. Let's see what's left behind. Well, the 3 is still inside the brackets. I've taken out one of the A's, so I still have one A left. I haven't taken out the B, so the B is still inside the brackets, and I've taken out the common factor of C. So the first term inside the brackets, 3AB, minus, I've taken out the A and the C. That's the common factor. What's left behind is just the D. Okay, let's do a quick check. 3 times A times B times C is the same as 3A squared BC, so that checks. A times C times D is ACD. So it's always a good idea after you factorize to go back and expand to see if it's correct. It's also a good idea to check that there's no common factors left inside the brackets. So in this case, 3AB and D, there's no common factors that I've forgotten to take out. Okay, let's have a look at the second one. Well, here, ignoring the negative signs for now, here I've got an 8 and a 12. Well, 8 times 1, 8's not a factor of 12, but 4 times 2, 4 is a factor of 12. So I can take out a common factor of 4. I've got one factor of m and two factors of m. I can take out one factor as being a common factor. Two factors of n, one factor of n, I can take out one factor of n. Okay, let's see what's left behind. So I've taken out a factor of 4, so I still have a factor of -2. I've taken out the factor of m. I've taken out one of the factors of n, so I've got one factor of n. That's not very neat. Let me try that again. I've got one factor of n remaining. That's a little bit better, not much. I'll try it a third time. I'll leave it at that. Okay, and with the last term, I've taken out a factor of 4, so that leaves a factor of 3. I've taken out one of the factors of m, so that leaves one factor of m, and I've taken out the factor of n. So let's check to see if that's correct. 4 times -2 is -8. M, n, n is the same as mn squared, so that's correct. Minus 4 times 3 is 12. M times m is m squared times n. So that is correct. Now it turns out that I could also write this as plus negative, and I could have taken out the common factor of 4. I could have taken out the common factor of -4. And all the rest of it's going to look the same, except because that's now plus, and I've taken out a -4, it's -4 times 2n. That multiplies to give -8 mn squared, plus, and this is going to be plus 3m. -4 times 3 gives me the -12. So both of those are correct. In general, if you looked at the answer to this in the back of a textbook, you'd probably find that expression just there. We tend to take out a common factor, tend to take out a negative factor where it's possible. Okay, let's have a look at this last one. Well, this one, until students have seen these, it's pretty tricky to figure out on your own. Here I've got two factors. Remember, factors are things that I multiply. So here I'm multiplying a times, in brackets b plus 3. Here I'm multiplying 2 in brackets b plus 3. So what's the common factor? Well, the common factor is b plus 3 in brackets. Now, once I take that out as a common factor, I'm left with just a plus 2. So in fact, that's the easiest question on the page. but it's the hardest one if you haven't seen any like that before. Okay, I'd like you to have a go at these three, please. So stop the video and then restart it once you're finished. Okay, welcome back, students. Let's see how you went. Okay, with a 4 and a 6, the highest common factor of those is 2. I've got 2 A's there and 1 A there, so I can take out a common factor of A. I've got 2 B's and 1 B. I can take out a common factor of B. C and D are not common because they're not in both terms. So that's my highest common factor. Let's see what's left. Well, 2 times 2 gives me 4. I've taken out 1A, so I still have 1 factor of A left. I've taken out 1 factor of B, so I still have 1 factor of B left. And I haven't taken out the C, so the C is still there. In the second term, I've taken out a factor of 2, so there's still a 3 left. I've taken out the factor of A and B, but I still have a factor of D left inside the brackets. So I might just make that a little bit tidier. Let's do a quick check. 2 times 2 is 4, A squared, B squared, C. Yep, that matches. Minus 6ABD, 6ABD. So that's correct. Okay, looking at the second one, well, I'm going to do it by taking out the negative number rather than the positive, but the other one's still correct. So I change that to plus negative, and I can take out a common numerical factor of negative 5. Now I've got 3 m's there and 2 m's there. Well, I can take 2 m's out because that's got 3 m's, so it certainly contains 2. So I can take out a common factor of m squared. Here I've got 3 n's and 2 n's. I can take out 2 n's. Let's see what's left behind in the brackets. Well, negative 5 times 2 gives me negative 10, so I've got a factor of 2. M squared times m gives me m cubed, so I still have 1 factor of m, and I've taken out both factors of n. Plus, okay, I've taken out the factor of negative 5, I've taken out both m's, but I still have 1 factor of n, and that's the best way to write it. Quick check, negative 5 times 2 is negative 10, m squared times m is m cubed, n squared is n squared, so that matches. Negative 5 times m to the power of 2, I've taken out 2 m's, and n squared times n is n to the power of 3. So that is the highest common factor, and that is the factorized form. Okay, and the last one again, once you learn how to do these, is actually the easiest question on the page. This is A times all of B plus 3. This is 2 times all of B plus 3. So all of B plus 3 is the common factor, and when you take that common factor out, you're left with A plus 2. Okay, so that's a quick review of factorizing using the distributive law. In the next video, we'll go back to expanding, and we'll start to look at more complicated expressions. So see you there in the next video.